All right, Kwab, the Lakers tied the series at 1 with a 94-85 victory against the Minnesota Timberwolves. A completely different game than Game 1.
Different game.
Completely different. Let's get into the box scores. Luka Doncic almost with a triple-double, 31, 12, and 9. LeBron had 21, 11, and 7. Austin Reeves at 16, 5, and 5. Anthony Edwards with 25. Julius Randle with 27, 6, and 4. And outside of those two players, nobody else in double figures. I had to put Naz Reid on this just to put somebody.
Strong 9 points. Strong 9 points by Naz.
Strong 9 right
strong
there.
9. Yeah, Jersey fan.
Yeah, Jersey stand up, baby. Naz Reid, 9 points, third leading scorer. Not enough. Not enough for the Minnesota Timberwolves. To me, this was a game that was won on defense. I don't think it takes a genius to say that. I don't think you need to watch a recap with me and Kwab to know why the Lakers won this game. But the Lakers came out with just more defensive intensity in this game. The point of attack on the perimeter was phenomenal. They switched everything at the top. LeBron turned back the clock defensively, at least. I mean, there's a lot of times where LeBron just kind of looks lazy and old on defense. I thought today he was phenomenal. I also thought he had the biggest play of the game, arguably, when the Wolves were down 9 and Anthony Edwards was on a fast break and he got a steal, 2 points the other way. And to me, that was pretty much the dagger within the game. So they won this game defensively. We can talk offensively about, them trying to pick on Rudy Gobert and Luka. Every time Luka put Rudy in an ISO situation, the crowd went absolutely insane.
I was gonna mention did it feel like they were playing like at like Rucker and he had an isolation every time? I'm like, yo, why is this so loud every time?
It was pure
Rudy.
Entertainment. It was like medieval times. Rucker Park is probably a better analogy, but that's what it was.
To Rudy's credit, he actually. I'm sorry, I was gonna say to Rudy's credit, he actually held up a bunch of times. But I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
No, he did. I mean, the Lakers offensively didn't do this. They didn't break 100. So it's not like the Lakers found an answer on offense or dominated on the offensive end. That's not the case. The Wolves, for the most part, played pretty solid defense, especially in the second half and in the fourth quarter, switching everything except for when Rudy was involved. They started going into drop with Rudy instead of switching. And then they went small to try to make up because they were down such a large deficit. Rudy's not an offensive player. You go small ball, they're switching everything. And they did a pretty good job. I mean, LeBron missed some shots in the fourth quarter that I think he normally would hit, and the Lakers went cold a little. But overall, I just thought it was a defensive battle. It's just that the Lakers got off to a hot start in the first quarter. Gabe Vincent coming through, hitting threes. Luka had a huge first quarter. And that was pretty much the difference. The Wolves just never were able to come back from there. Their offense never really got going. I think Julius eventually got going, but they had a hard time getting into the paint and creating advantages. And that was a difference, right? In game 1, they were able to get into the paint, swing the rock, have open threes, find the holes in the defense, and get open three-pointers. But the three-pointers that they had today, they were off the dribble. They were flat-footed. They weren't in rhythm. They weren't off of good offense. And that was a difference, right? When you are able to break a defense down and get into the paint and then create advantages, it's a totally different three-pointer. It's just a different game. And the point of attack defense from the Lakers today did just not allow Minnesota to get by them. Nobody can get by their man except for Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle doing bully ball.
Yeah, like you stated at the top of the show, it's a completely different game than game 1. Game 1, Anthony Edwards basically controlled the game in game 1 in terms of getting the paint, attacking like Austin Reeves and Luka, and then like you said, creating mismatches, and the ball was just swinging around for a bunch of open three-pointers. The Lakers did a way better job controlling that. There are times you'd see Anthony Edwards trying to get into isolation, and he would see two people in front of him. Like they'll just kind of hedge one person out. Just
it almost looked like they were playing a zone when Anthony Edwards had the ball. Yeah,
exactly. Like it was like at first I was like, is it a zone? I think they played zone maybe a couple of times, but it was just they would just eventually just push one person. They'll just show help really really early just to get the ball out of his hands. And
like, nah, mother, you ain't getting this. You don't even think about it.
No. And it was pretty effective. Like, it didn't compare to game 1 where the Timberwolves were just completely outplayed the Lakers. This was a better showing by the Lakers. They stated after game 1 that they had to be more physical, and it felt like they were more physical. They kind of match the physical play of as much as they could of the Timberwolves. Game one, it looked like they were getting bullied. This game, they kind of brought more what's the right word to the game, more strength to the game. The other point you made, like LeBron kind of turned back the clock defensively. He was way more active. Like he came out for purpose. Just because he turned back the clock defensively doesn't mean he turned back the clock offensively. AR, stop throwing him these alley oops.
Wait, is this
like,
2009?
Like it was the first one was ridiculous. Even the second one he threw, I'm like, stop. Like he's still 40. Like you gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Also, it was wide open on a break. Just finish, man. Like you had the
2-on-1, man. You gotta finish that. That was a big play. That was a big play. To your credit, when we did the preview, the Lakers-TWolves preview, you said that you could see this series going 7. Also, you could see the Timberwolves winning game 1, which they did. You could see the games kind of being like blowouts either way, which kind of happened game 1, and it was
I'm right about one of these series. Let's go.
It was headed towards that way game 2 until the T-Wolves kind of made it a game.
Yeah, it was a blowout.
It didn't really feel like the T-Wolves were going to win this game. Like moving on,
point.
but they did cut it close until the kind of the steal by LeBron that kind of sealed the game.
Yeah.
I don't think that moving forward, the Lakers, because they didn't really shoot that well. I don't think they shoot this bad moving forward. But I also don't think the T-Wolves shoot this bad moving forward because I felt like they missed a bunch of open shots also throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, and you're going to miss open shots when you pretty much, have to work that hard on the offensive end to create. So yeah, I think that's what pretty much happened there. They just were fighting an uphill battle the whole game. And again, when you only have 2 players who can get by their man or create for their own in Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards, it's going to be difficult. And that's pretty much the problem that they ran into last year against the Mavericks. Was the Mavericks figured out a way how to kind of shell everybody out of the game except for Anthony Edwards, and that's how you beat the Timberwolves. Going forward, though, I do expect the T-Wolves, hopefully, if I'm a T-Wolves fan, to get out on the break more. They really didn't get any fast break points. That's a way where you beat the defense too, right? You get out on the fast break, you get them before they can get set. The T-Wolves didn't really do that at all today, especially in the first half. They didn't do it at all. So shout out to Lakers for good transition defense there, and it's just. You expected the Lakers to respond, right? Every game's not going to be a blowout, and every game's not going to be the Lakers being blown out. They're home court. I think they are the better team. But like I said, I think this is going to be like a long series with a couple blowouts in there.
Right.
And I think we're going to get that. It's also one thing that's kind of confusing to me, too, though, is there are times, man, the Lakers' offense just looks so bad, and it's so confusing because you have LeBron James and Luka Doncic, and it shouldn't be that way. They missed 10 straight field goals in the fourth quarter, and a lot of it was just, some of it was like open threes, like LeBron missed an open 3 and whatnot, but some of it is just like stagnation.
Can we credit the T-Wolves defense too?
Absolutely, they were switching everything. Like they did a great job, and even Rudy, like you said yourself, like, Rudy held his own. Rudy wasn't bad today, in my opinion, at least. I mean, he's a butt of the joke a lot. A lot of people like to make fun of him because of how he's been embarrassed in previous playoff situations and whatnot, but I thought he was fine. I thought he was fine today. I thought the T-Wolves played good defense. I just think they got off to such a slow start that it was just hard to come back.
Also, I'll say the T-Wolves run into a lot of foul trouble, like affected them. It felt like they spent a lot of the game complaining instead of playing, like just because I feel like Dante got into foul trouble early, Nas got into foul trouble, so it was a lot of like. You could tell they were frustrated. They were visibly frustrated early, which affected them throughout the course of the game. I mean, props to them though. They still being able to go on the road and get in one game. Like that's usually the goal. But you can't allow yourself to essentially like lose the game and then lose the mental battle as the game is progressing. We both thought that. Rudy was gonna face a lot of trouble in this series because he's gonna get attacked a lot. But like this game, even game 1, he's been playing well, sliding his feet on defense. It just blows my mind. Just like the crowd was way too excited anytime. Bro, I couldn't get over it. I'm like, bro, it's just and I feel like it didn't a couple of times. Like I think Austin Reeves was probably scored the most on him, like on in isolation. But it was like anytime
Yeah.
Luka got him in isolation,
Yeah.
it was just like you could hear the crowd getting up. I'm like, this is not like Game 7, game
It
like
was like Rucker. It was like
yeah,
Kevin Durant at Rucker. If you want to watch that video, go on YouTube. After you watch this, go type in Kevin Durant at Rucker Park. That's what it was like
that's
every
what
time that Luka
every
touched the ball.
time everybody was like, oh no, here it comes. Like you can hear the MC on. I'm like, no, it's just one play, and I think he did a good job. I actually think he did a great job. He did what he was
I
supposed to
agree.
do.
I thought he did a decent job. I thought he
Yeah.
did. Even when Luka hit a shot, it was a difficult shot. It wasn't like it was easy. You know,
Yeah.
Luka kind of crossed him up the first time, and I think from that point on, like the crowd was looking forward to it. But yeah, overall, a solid victory for the Lakers. Kwab Game 3 prediction. What do you got?
Game 3, I think the Lakers win.
Okay.
I think the Lakers win. I think it's they can't afford to go on the road and drop the first game. Then it'll feel like their back is against the wall again.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're gonna come with the right mindset. Because they really didn't. It felt like they were treating Game 1 like a regular season game compared to like the Timberwolves, who came in like, yo, this is a playoff game. Like we need to get one. So I feel like Lakers are gonna get that victory. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Timberwolves blow them out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Who do you think's gonna win?
I got the T-Wolves in a close one. I think they win Game 3. I think going home, they're going to play with a little more energy. I think the same thing that you saw today with the Lakers, with the intense ball pressure and that nature defensively. I think that's what the T-Wolves are going to bring in Game 3. I think they'll shoot better from the 3-point range. I think they're going to make an emphasis to kind of run the basketball, and I think they win Game 3, which sets up a huge Game 4 in which I do have the Lakers in 7, so I do think the Lakers will win Game 4. But that's how I see it going. I think it goes Timberwolves 3, Lakers 4, and then it's a best of 3 series from there with Lakers having 2 home games. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think I have it the other way around. I think
Yeah, you
Lakers
have.
Lakers win the next one. I think T-Wolves get Game 4.
But we're in agreement that they split in Minnesota.
Yep.
All right. All right, well, there you have it. The Lakers beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 95-84, tie up the series 1-1. Tomorrow we have Rockets Warriors, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be bringing you as many recaps as we possibly can, so stay tuned for that as well. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. You can follow us everywhere at the Dime NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab AKA. Yes, we'll see you next time for that episode of the Dime. Peace.